Hey guys, it's Lauren and I'm going to be doing a Thanksgiving look for you today. I normally prep my skin before even filming the tutorials, but I figured I would show you how I normally prep my skin. So first off, I'm going to start with some Fix Plus, and I just mist myself all over. For those of you who are using this as a setting spray, you're wasting your money. This is not a setting spray. This is strictly to put some hydration into the skin, and it gives a little slip to the skin before you do your foundation. So please know that that product is intended as a quick fix before doing your foundation. It just pumps some minerals and hydration into your skin. It is not a setting spray or a fixing spray like a lot of people think it is. Next, I'm going to take some of the Skin Brightening Serum. I just need one pump of it, and I just kind of put it all over. And this kind of gives just a nice glow to the skin. Next, I'm going to use my Fast Response Eye Cream. You only need a little bit. I'm just going to use that little bit for both eyes. This is a good product that you can put around your mouth too. This product has caffeine in it. Caffeine is a draining agent, so if you've got puffy eyes, caffeine will help to drain that puffiness out. Next, I'm going to use this Vibrancy Eye Primer. This just gives a really pretty glow underneath the eyes. I'm really liberal with it. I bring it down to above my cheekbones too. And then lastly, I will use some strobe cream. Not a whole lot, I've just got a little pea size there, and I mostly just hit my cheeks, the top of my nose, a little bit of my forehead, and then cheeks. And then if I have any extra, I spread it around. So that is how I prep my skin. As I mentioned, this is a Thanksgiving tutorial, and I don't really have a look totally in mind, but when I think of Thanksgiving, and I'm sure a lot of people are the same, I think of orange and yellow and brown. So I'm going to be using these palettes in some way or another. First, I'm going to start with, this is Studio Finish Concealer. This is NC30. I'm just going to take my finger and just kind of put this all over my eye. You don't need a lot. In fact, if you use a lot, you will experience creasing. So you just want enough just to kind of give you a nice blank canvas. Next, I'm going to take a 242 brush and Melon Pigment, which a lot of people have. If you don't, please go out and get it. This is such a versatile pigment. I love using this pigment. So I'm going to put this pigment all over the inner and center portion of my lid. I'm going to put this pigment on the center portion of my lid. Next, I'm going to use a yellow called Going Bananas. This color was part of a collection. I'm so sorry, I don't know what collection it was from, but I know that it's kind of widely available still. I know that a lot of CCOs still have it, and you could probably find it on, you can like swap for it or something. So I'm going to put that color on the inner portion of my eye. Next, I'm going to take a deep orange color called Saffron. If you do not have saffron, there is a permanent color called Rule that MAC makes. It's very, very similar. So you can use Rule or any deeper orange. It doesn't really matter. You'll get the same type of look. So I'm just going to put that on the outer portion of my lid. Next, I'm going to take one of my favorite brushes. This is a 226. Guys, this is not a blending brush. This is a brush that will apply color and slightly diffuse it. It is not a blending brush. So I'm going to take a lighter orange, and you can use bamboo, Samoa silk. I'm not sure. I know one of those has to be still around. I'm using Samoa silk. It's a light orange color. And I'm going to put that right into my crease. So I'm applying it right in my crease. And then later on I'm going to go through with the blending brush and really properly blend that out. But for now, it's applying and diffusing that color. I know this lighting sucks. I shouldn't film these in my bathroom. How about we do this? Now you can kind of see what the color is. We put a little bit more of that Samoa silk. Okay, now I'm going to take a 224, which is a blending brush, and I'm just going to properly blend that out. Next, I'm going to take that middle color that there's so much pan showing through. That color is called charcoal brown, and I'm going to be using that color. I'm going to be using the 226 brush, and I'm going to apply that right into my crease. And then I go through with my 224 and blend. So that is the main part of my eyeshadow. I'm going to move on to foundation. And I wanted to share something that I've really been fond of recently. I went to a MAC Master class a couple of weeks ago, and the teacher, her name is Tiffany Johnston, she is a senior artist for MAC. She had a model in her chair that had beautiful skin, and yet she used full coverage foundation. And for those of you who don't know what full coverage foundation is, take a look at your Studio Finish concealers. It's the same formula. So a full coverage foundation is like a big pot of Studio Finish concealer, and it's very, very thick. If you know what Dermablend is, it's just like that. But what she did is she took a little bit of her full coverage foundation, which I'm going to be using Studio Finish concealer, and I put a little bit of it on my hand. And then she took some Care Blends oil, and I'm going to put that right onto my hand, just about a drop or two. And I'm going to take my brush that I pulled the product out with, and I kind of just press it into the oil, and it just really shears it down. And guys, when I put it on, it is just beautiful. This girl who had perfect skin, she put this full coverage foundation on top of her skin, and it just looked even more beautiful. It didn't cover anything, it just kind of evened out the skin tone. So I'm going to take a 187 brush and just lightly put that over my skin. And if you think of it as applying a thin veil of foundation rather than covering up your skin. If you apply a thin veil and then you need more, you can apply another thin veil. It's that simple. But when you start really thin, you end up getting a more beautiful look rather than starting with a really thick layer. And when you use this foundation, it's just so amazing because it's so versatile. You can do very full foundation coverage, or you can shear it down with a lotion or an oil, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going to show you how to contour using the same method. I have a palette. These are all Studio Finish concealers. And over here, these colored ones, these are called Studio Finish Correctors. They are a pro product. So I'm going to use the darkest one. It is called, it's called Deep Brown. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that out and add some of the oil in and just contour that way. So let me show you. Alright, so that is the Deep Brown Studio Finish Concealer, and there's a little bit of oil right there, and I'm going to use that as my contour. So I just mix it in there. And you can see, I mean, it just really, really, really shears it down. And you just want to make sure most of that product is off on the back of your hand. I mean, you just want barely any product on your hand. So that's my brush. And I just barely apply. And you can see the line there. And now I'm going to take my brush that had the foundation on it and just smooth it out. Well, this isn't the best lighting. It actually looks a lot better than this in person, but that's the idea. Now I'm going to use a Mineralized Skin Finish Natural that is too dark for me. This one is called Dark, and I'm going to take one of my clean 187 brushes, and I'm going to kind of go over lightly my contoured areas. And what I'm going to do is slightly go outside. So I did my contour right here. So with my powder, I'm just going to kind of go a little bit thicker. So it's setting the contour color into place, but at the same time giving it a little bit more dimension. And then I'm going to go back through with my normal color, this is Light Plus, and then hit all the areas that I didn't get before. Okay, now I'm going to go back through and do my eyebrows. I'm using charcoal brown with a 266 brush, and I'm just going to fill in. I'm going to take that same color, charcoal brown, same brush and everything, and I'm going to apply that underneath my lash line on the bottom of my eye. Doesn't need to be pretty because we're going to smudge it later. Now I'm going to take my 219 pencil brush and just go underneath and smudge. I'm going to go back through with my 226 brush and smudge a little bit further. Next I'm going to do my eyeliner. I'm going to use Dip Down from MAC. It's a fluid line. It is a deep brown color. I'm using a lip brush to apply this. And I think I'm going to wing it. So first I apply the liner as I normally would. See, first it's just kind of a normal eyeliner, and then I'm just going to wing it out. And I'm going to bring that liner into the waterline of my eye. Now let's do some blush. I'm going to use one of my favorites. It's called Blush Baby. This color looks good on just about everyone. And now I'm going to go back to my Melon Pigment, and I'm going to use just what's in the lid, just like that. And I'm going to just barely dip my brush in there and knock off most of the product. And I'm going to use that kind of like a cheek highlighter. I'm going to do it like on the top half of where I put my blush, and then bring it up just a little bit up underneath the eye. don't know if you can really tell, but it is really, it's a pretty sheen. So that's our look so far. I know this lighting is better. So I'm going to finish off this look with a color called Pinkular. This was a lip gloss that a good friend of mine gave to me. It's kind of, I mean, it's called Pinkular, but it's really kind of a mix between like a pink and a brown. So I'm going to use that, no liner. Finish by curling your lashes and doing mascara. And then it's at this point where you can take a step back and look at yourself and decide, do I still need concealer? You've already done your foundation and your powder and everything else, and a lot of times when you put concealer on first, you tend to conceal every single thing that's on your face, when in reality, your foundation is probably going to take care of that. So you step back and say, okay, do I still need concealer after all this? And I'm going to say, yes, I need a little bit underneath my eyes. And I just put a little bit underneath there. It's okay that you've already done powder. It actually makes the concealer stick a little bit better. And that is your final Thanksgiving look. Now if you don't want to wing your eyeliner, that's totally fine. You can smudge it, you can do whatever you want to it, you can leave it out. But this is just my Thanksgiving look. So thank you for watching and happy Thanksgiving.